So this is our building services project, and I'll be doing the heating and security systems, Shane will be doing power and ventilation, Patrick will be doing lighting and above ground drainage, and Cayman will be doing hot and cold mains water and fire alarm systems. So in heating, we see that there's heating systems are supposed to provide us with a desirable temperature inside the house when it's colder weather, and a modern system will cut in and cut out when it's needed, and will be able to select the temperature that the user particularly wants. So we'll have a heating temperature control point inside the building as well. I've chosen a high efficiency boiler because even though it's more expensive to start out with, research has shown that it's more cost effective in the long run, and the money that they'll save throughout the life use of the building will be greater than the initial outspend on the boiler. And we're going to use a condenser boiler as well because it's more environmentally efficient, and it has the highest percentage of efficiency with 90 to 100% efficiency. For the radiators, we've chosen to go with the regular double panel 500 by 1100 millimeter size for most of the rooms, except for in the bathrooms we've decided to use towel rack radiators, which can be more conventional. And then in the smaller ensuite that we have downstairs, we've used a 500 by 500 radiator just to save for the space. Then in security, we see that there's alerting devices. These indicate the condition of the alarm sensors and devices with flashing lights and sirens inside and outside of the house. And we have alerting devices as well, which will have a purpose of the occupants. It will show the occupants if there's an intrusion, and it has the dual purpose of scaring off the burglar and showing the occupants that there's someone inside the house. Then we have keypads, which are usually small wall-mounted devices, which will act as a functional part for the human to interact with, and it will allow them to change the controls of the alarm and to cancel an alarm if it's incorrectly alerted, and it'll have a keypad feature as well with indicator lights, and it will show where the alarms are activated, and it will also show what the problem is in the room. Then we have the interconnections, but within our project we're using a wireless system, so there isn't as many connections as usually in a system, which will be a little bit more expensive, but we thought that it would be more aesthetically pleasing because it will be a minimalistic look for the building without having all the wires. And this will mean that we're going to have battery powered units that will supply the systems with their power, and there'll be an indicator on the main panel that will show when there's low battery in any of the systems. Then we have text communications, which will be basically the user will be texted or alerted through phone if there's any problems inside the building, if there's any burglars or anything like that, because they'll have a system set up in the building that will allow the user to select a home function, meaning that any windows can be opened or closed, or an away function, meaning that there should be no movement within the house and the sensors shouldn't be activated. And it'll also tell them when they get their text alert when the time and date and the location within the house of the incident. Now I'll just pass over to Shane there for power and ventilation.
Thank you, Josh. I'm going to talk to you here about power and ventilation. Firstly, we'll talk about power. The meters in the house is the main line usually comes off a pole to the house where it connects to the meter. They are usually installed outside, but can be inside too. The reason for the majority of them being outside is so that they can be read by utility company meter readers. Most readers are mechanical with a spinning wheel and a mechanical display of numbers. The newer meters these days are usually on a LCD screen. This meter keeps reading on the amount of electricity used in the home in kilowatt hours. The main panel is the fuse box, directs this electricity all through the house as a number of separate circuits, each flowing out from its own circuit breaker on one wire and returning from whatever is using the electricity to another connection in the panel by means of another wire. This breaker or fuse will interrupt the flow if it ever approaches a dangerous level. The diagram below shows a typical panel arrangement. A circuit is a path over which electric current flows from and to an electric source. The diagram below lets you trace one circuit as it goes through your system. All walls must be first chased before the cables are put into the home. Then the determined locations of all the position power outlets must be chosen in accordance with the regulations. SWA cable must be put into the main board outside and then fed to the subboards. All cables are then going to be run by a ring main shown below. This is the most common way of wiring to sockets, as it uses the least amount of cable and is quick and efficient. It is a ring of cables, usually 2.5 mm, carrying twin nut wires circling the home. It carries the main electricity to sockets on the way and gets its power from the consumer unit and delivers it to the sockets. The chosen power outlets are standard 13 amp 2-gang double pole switch plug sockets with a polished chrome finish. Now ventilation. In this house, the ventilation unit we've chosen is with a heat recovery and will be placed in the attic. The unit is connected to two air collectors, one for fresh, cool outside air and another for warm, dirty indoor air. Through one line, fresh air is channeled into the house, and through another line, dirty air is then taken out of the house. In the ventilation unit in the attic, the two air streams cross but never mix. Each piece of conduit is connected to air valves and distributed through air valves to the bedrooms and living areas. Through vents, airflow is possible through rooms. Polluted indoor air is extracted through the bathroom or kitchen. First, the dirty air is transferred through the air collector to the ventilation unit, where the heat is then extracted from the air. The air is then blown outside. This prevents any smell being left in the kitchen or condensation. There is no heat loss from this system, and the house is free of drafts with an energy saving of up to 90%. And now I'll pass you on to Patrick for lighting and above ground drainage.
Cheers, Shane. So it's lighting and above ground drainage. Lighting is an essential building service. Lighting requires a power supply, luminaires and lamps. Lighting controls can be manual or automatic. With manual override, all approaches have their benefits and downsides to be needed and understood by the client. So with manual switches, light switches are normally one-way or two-way switches enable lights to be switched on and off from two locations. Manual switches are not immune from the problems, particularly where switches and controls do not give their clear indications of the functions and status. Dimmer switches are also used in this house. They can be dimmed to deliver light levels between approximately 10% to 100% of their maximum output. Conventional rotary dimmer switches will only work with incandescent lamps. Cables are sized based on two criteria: current carrying capacity and voltage drops. An undersized cable could be a fire risk as well as waste of energy. An oversized cable represents unnecessary costs. All cables have some resistance, so some of the energy carried by the cable will be converted to heat along the length of the cable. Cable size and continuous, so the current that can be safely carried by cable depends on a number of factors. The cross-sectional area of the cable, the thicker the cable, the more current it can carry, the number of cores and conductors in the cable, the type of cable including insulation and screening, the ambient temperature of a cable running in a hot location, then drainage. So drainage is to transfer the wastewater within the building from the point where it rises to the sewer. The four elements of drainage systems usually are: connection to the bathroom, fitting or appliance, trap to prevent sewer gases entering the building, horizontal drainage, and vented soil stack. So gravity drainage system, all horizontal pipes are laid to a straight fall in the direction of the soil stack or the sewer connection. If the fall is too little, then the pipe will not drain efficiently. If the pipe is if the fall is too great and too long, then is a possibility of suction created by the discharge removing the water seal. And gutters then, a rain gutter is a component of water discharge system for a building. Gutters prevent water ingress into the fabric of the building by channeling the rainwater away from the exterior of the walls and the foundations. Water running down the walls cause dampness in the affected rooms and provides a favourable environment for growth of mould and rot in the timber. Then I'll pass on to Cayman now.
I know hot and cold mains and fire alarm systems. In a modern dwelling house, it is necessary to have clean potable water, running water, and to be able to have access to clean water in the household. Main water supply is a clean source of water. Running water is a necessity for the sustainment of life. The main supply is divided into sections of responsibility. Outside the bounds is the council's fault, whilst inside the property owner's fault. The key components of a cold water storage system. The cold water storage tank stores water as a supply for the household, and it ensures the household is well supplied with clean water. Water storage tank. If a water storage tank is too big for the house, water stagnation may occur, which may lead to deterioration of water supply. To avoid stagnation of water, the entry and exit points of the cistern should be on opposite sides of the cistern. The main risk with stagnant water is Legionella. Legionella can be fatal if consumed by a person. A ball flow valve is in the cistern, is a component of the system that controls the water level of the cistern. Once the flow is up to a certain level, it will stop the flow of water from the outlet. As long as the water is flowing at a regular pace, the risk of Legionella or any other bacterial contamination is highly unlikely. Isolation valves. An isolation valve is a safety measure in the event that a leakage may occur or a pipe may burst. In the event that this happens, the isolation valve can be used to turn off the water supply to the area of the house. Other outlets of the house can be used whilst the past is turned off. Fire alarm systems. Fire alarm panel is your main controller. It controls the alarms. It gives the ability to change settings. All alarms are wired back to the panel. Smoke detector, you have them throughout all the rooms of the house. It detects smoke, sounds alarm to alert house owners, and gives you time to get out before risk occurs. The fire cable is used, is called fire tough. It's 1.5 mil wire and 4 core, and it's fire resistant, so you have no risk of fire burning through and stopping the fire alarms going off. And that's it now. Thank you.